value is not based off of what other people think about you. Your value is not based on the achievements that you make. Your value is not based on how many friends you got. Your value is not based off of how many followers you have on social media. Those external things don't determine your value. You determine your value. Hi loves, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are having an amazing day. And today we're going to be talking about value and how your value is not based on what other people think about you. You shouldn't seek external validation. That's not what determines your value and who you are. Okay, let's start off with validation, specifically external validation. Validation from other people, validation from social media, validation from school, validation from your workplace. These are all things that we seek, right? And wanting external validation is not a bad thing, but relying on external validation is where the problem starts. You know, a lot of times we want external validation because we don't believe in ourselves. We want academic validation because we want to believe and know that we are smart, right? I mean, academic validation, yeah, it feels good, you know, but it's like you shouldn't beat yourself up just because you failed the test. You failed the test, okay, now you know the mistakes that you made so it wouldn't happen again in the next test. You know what I mean? I feel like sometimes we beat ourselves up way too much over grades. School is stressful. It's stressful, and we keep beating ourselves up just over grades. You know what I mean? And it's like also with validation from like social media, right? A lot of us, we care way too much about social media followings. We care way too much about how many people follow us on Instagram, how many people follow us on TikTok, on YouTube, and so on and so forth, right? And it's like it gets to a point where we almost compare ourselves to other people. We compare ourselves to that other person that has more followers than us, and we're like, damn, why don't we have as many followers as them? You know what I mean? But it's like everyone's different. Everyone's journey is different. You shouldn't rely on social media followers because the internet is not real. The internet isn't real. You shouldn't feel as if you're less worthy just because you don't get that many followers, or maybe your video didn't go viral. Oh well, you know what I mean? Also external validation from other people. You know, we want to go outside and like if more than 2 people compliment us, we're happy, but if like nobody compliments us, our day is ruined. Now, I also feel like this is something that I personally did struggle with, and I'm still kind of currently struggling with. But over time, I'm still trying to learn to love myself. It's a slow journey, but it's, even though it's this is what healing takes. Healing is a process. Healing is not something temporary. It's something permanent. So over time, I know that I will get better if I keep trying, and I know I see myself falling back into bad habits, but I always just have to be conscious enough to and self-aware enough to catch myself. But I'm still struggling and I'm still going through it. So yeah. If you know you look good, you left the house knowing that you look good, so why does it matter who else tells you that you look good? They probably think you look good. Maybe they're just trying to tell you. We focus too much on external validation because that is lack of love for ourselves. We don't believe wholeheartedly, and we doubt ourselves that we are smart enough, that we are pretty, that we are likable enough, that we are pretty enough, that, you know what I mean? Like our it's like we base our worth off of external factors. We base our worth off of other people and not off ourselves. I think this inherent need for external validation, this inherent need for other people to tell us if we're good enough, comes from a lack of love for ourselves. Now, we always preach love yourself, and yes, it's way easier said than done, but it's true. You need to love yourself. There's this quote that says you can't love anybody if you don't love yourself, and honestly, it's true. You can't love nobody if you don't even love yourself. You don't see the value in yourself. You know what I mean? Like we doubt ourselves so much in life that we We need other people to tell us if we're good enough. We need other people to validate us. We need other people to determine our worth when our value is right there. Your value is not based off of other people. Your value is not based on who's your friend. Your value is not based on how many followers you have. Your value is based on the type of person that you are. You know what I mean? Like, you know that you're a good person. You know that you're a loving person. If nobody else cannot see that, oh well. Now, this does not go if you're actually just a bad person. You know what I mean? But it's like, we base our worth solely off of if people like us or not. You know what I mean? If people think we're good enough. And some people just don't see your value, and that's okay, because you see your value. You know, you think you'll be somebody when you have all these friends, when you have 1 million followers, when you get like only straight A's. That doesn't really determine if you're somebody or not, because you're somebody right now. I talked about that in my last video, I think. I saw the quote about, not the quote, but like a video, you know, but like, yeah, that was in my last video. You're somebody right now. Don't think that you need to do this big thing for you to be someone right now. You need to get this big job. You need to, you know, we base our values solely off of external factors when our value is right there. We focus so much on external factors that it almost makes us lose ourselves. We want to change ourselves because we want other people to like us. We want other people to think that we're good enough, when you yourself right now is more than enough. You are more than enough, and you always be more than enough. You know what I mean? You shouldn't stress. First of all, stress kills. Don't stress yourself out too much. But you shouldn't stress yourself out over external things, if you get what I'm saying. Like, okay, you had a test, right? And I know it's a good thing to want to get good grades, because I mean, you want to graduate school, you know what I mean, and get that degree. But I feel like we take the approach wrongly. It's like, yeah, we beat ourselves up over not getting good grades, but I feel like not getting good grades is just an opportunity to get better grades. You failed a math test that you did last week. Okay, so go for the test paper again. Look at what you did wrong. Look at the mistakes that you made, so when the exam comes, if that's exact things on the exam, you know what to do. I always say, anytime I'm studying or anything like that, I always go through like my test papers, and whether I did well, whether I didn't do good, I go through all of them and look at all the answers. If it's like maths, physics, I re-practice those. Or like if it's like accounts or like finance, like I re-practice the test paper. Like it's like I redo the test paper to see if I'll get it right, especially like before an exam. Because sometimes in exams, they be putting questions that are similar to what they put on the test, right? Failing is an opportunity to be better. Failing is an opportunity to do exceptional. You know what I mean? Failing teaches you what you did wrong so that you can fix what you did wrong so it doesn't happen again. That's why they say you learn from your mistakes. Yeah, you make a mistake and you learn from it so you don't repeat it. You get what I'm saying, right? Now let's go into something I know a lot of young teenage girls, a lot of young adults, a lot of women go through, the pressure of being and looking pretty, and how at a certain point we have now come to a stage in our lives where we now crave external validation. That also comes in to loving yourself, basically. You keep seeking external validation to know if you look good or not. And honestly, I think we care too much about looks. Yes, because of the society that we live in. How you look depends on how people treat you. Yes, I know. But it's like, because we crave external validation like so much, it's like we'll never be satisfied with our looks. We'll never be satisfied with our looks because we want people to come up to us and tell us. I mean, who doesn't love compliments? I love compliments. But it's like, when you just depend only on compliments to know if you look good or not, no. Because when you just start to depend on that, you only depend on other people to know if you look good when you know you look good. Like, you have a mirror, you know you look good. So when you depend on other people, because I'm sorry, like, in reality, not everyone's gonna approach you to tell you that you look good, because, like, even if they think it, they're not gonna, maybe they just don't want to approach you. You know what I mean? Like, maybe they're shy, maybe they thought it, but they just didn't feel like telling you. It's like, we can't keep depending on other people, because that is, if we depend on other people for our own happiness, yeah, we'll never get anywhere. We'll never get anywhere. You need to be okay with yourself and love yourself enough, you know, to know that you look good, to know that you are worthy. Because would you ever, and look at that, you always gonna degrade yourself because, like, other people don't compliment you enough, other people don't tell you look good enough, you know, like, tell yourself you look good because you look good. Now you're just gonna degrade yourself and say, oh, you look ugly, you look this, you look that. Would you tell that to your daughter? Would you tell that to your best friend? Just a thought. Because if you really love something, would you degrade it? If you really love something, would you disrespect it? Yeah, okay. Now this video is like pretty short. I just wanted to make a quick video because it's a topic that I've been wanting to talk about, how we always base our value off of other people. We never of things, like things that we do, things that we like, and sometimes we want to like change ourselves to abide to like what other people will like, I guess, in the sense that we want someone to like us so bad that we change ourselves. When if that person doesn't like you, oh well, they're not your person. Like, you have your people, and your people are always going to like you. They're never gonna want to change you. They're never gonna like question you about anything. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to make that quick video because it's a topic that was like had been on my mind for like a while. Because even like with me, like, I know like I went through like stages in my life. I mean, I'm only 18, so it's like, of course I like went through stages in my life of wanting to seek external validation. You know what I mean? Like, we always seek external validation, whether it's male validation, academic. And I know a lot of us struggle with male validation, both men and women. That's a topic for another day. But anyways, academic validation, even when it comes to like our parents, we seek validation, which is not a bad thing. Children will always seek validation from their parents. You know what I mean? Because I mean, it's our parents, right? But sometimes I feel like we have parents that we feel like we can never be good enough for them. We can never, no matter how hard we try, it's like they'll never see the value that we actually have. And it's almost like it's a really hard cycle to like break from, you know? But yeah, I just wanted to do this quick video. Nobody told you today or any other day, I'm proud of you, and I know that you're doing amazing. And keep being you. Keep being you. Don't change yourself for anybody, okay? Because you're an amazing person. You're a great person, and I hope one day that you do see the value that you hold. Bye.
Thoughts, and you're putting them down. The solitude is critical. People have said that unhappy childhoods make good writers because they tend to read because they're miserable or escape. And the solitude and the loneliness or the aloneness in which you really have only your own company. And if that isn't sufficient, then you will invent other company, and that's what fiction is.